Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to another game of Marvel United. Today I'm going up against Red Skull with Iron Man, War Machine, and Winter Soldier. I am playing this one at what they call the Hard Challenge, which is where I have removed the 3 cards with the double wild. There's Winter Soldier, Iron Man, and War Machine. So these are out of the deck. They cannot be used. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle Red Skull's what do we call it, his evil plan deck or whatever, and we'll get going. Now, if you haven't watched any previous games, you may want to go do it. I tend to go over the rules a lot more detail in some of my earlier videos, but lately I'm just sort of playing the game assuming that you're understanding the rules. So let me shuffle up my heroes. While I tell you, I'm going to be, the locations are Daily Bugle, Brooklyn Bridge, Osborne Labs, Oscorp Tower, Central Park, and Times Square. Now, Red Skull does have 3 allies. He has Madam Hydra with 5 health, Crossbones with 6, and Bob, Agent of Hydra, with 4. This one I'm not so sure about. This one's got a lot going on. There's a track 0 to 20. That is the threat track. When it reaches 20, I lose. I also lose if my hand ever gets down to 0 cards. I also lose if this deck runs out and I haven't defeated him by the end of the turn. All right, that is it. Let me give it one more shuffle and we will get playing. I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he goes first, so we reveal, oh, you know what, first, I need to roll for where he starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, right here. And that means my heroes start opposite him over here. And he will go first, and he will not move, he will not do a BAM ability, and he does what's called Hail Hydra. Discard all civilians from locations with heroes, that's 1, and deal 1 damage to each of those heroes. Advance the fear track by the number discarded. Well, I discard 1, so this goes to 1. But unfortunately, I have to discard 3 cards because all 3 heroes are here. So that's not good. Let's get rid of the really wimpy ones. 1, 2, 3. I hate that. All right, there's the 3 gone. These are discarded, which means they go to the bottom. And I now have just 2 cards in my hand, but you always draw a card at the beginning of your turn. So I draw a card, and I get 3 actions, 3 heroes, or 1 hero can go 3 times, or each hero can go 1 time, 3 different actions. All right, I have Iron Man with 2 punches, Winter Soldier with a move and punch, and Winter Soldier gain 2 punches. Well, you know what? I think I have enough here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have almost enough to get rid of Crossbones. Let's do it. I will play Winter Soldier. He gets 2 punch tokens that I can use as wild punches anytime. I'll put these right here for you. And he'll deal 1 punch to Crossbones. Pow. Then I draw a card. I'm going to play Iron Man. Iron Man will get 2 punches, plus he inherits the card before. Each hero will inherit the card before them. Winter Soldier went first, so he does not inherit. But now I've got 3 punches. 1, 2, 3, and I'll burn these 2 tokens, which you can use anytime, to take off the remaining 2, and Crossbones is defeated. That feels good. That's at least, I started with a small hand size, but defeating him right off the bat, that's awesome. And I cleared a threat. 1 of 4 threat is cleared. At the end of the turn, Iron Man, you may gain a move. Let's go ahead and move Iron Man here. And I still get 1 more turn. I draw a card. Now, Iron Man, War Machine could move, star, and 2 punches. Or Winter Soldier could move and 3 punches, but that really doesn't do much for me. Let's do War Machine. So War Machine can move, he gets a star, and he gets 2 punches. You can do those in any order. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to punch 2 thugs, and I put them on the Defeat Thugs card, which holds up to 9. When I defeat 9, this card goes away. And then I have a star. I will place a star here. Hold on. It says each thug requires 2 damage. So technically, I can only defeat one of those. And I put a star, and that is the end of my turn. I have 2 cards in my hand. These go into the timeline up top. And we draw another card. Red Skull. He will move 1, and it always moves clockwise. He does a BAM ability. The BAM ability says deal 1 damage to each hero at Red Skull's location and increase the fear track by 2. 1, 2. If I happen to be on a enemy card like Madam Hydra that has BAM, I would also do, if she were here, for example, he would trigger on this BAM and she would do damage. But thankfully, I do not have that. And then Red Skull will put 2 civilians at his location. That is now full. And 1 at clockwise and counter. Counter and clockwise. And that is his turn. I draw a card. Now remember, I'm going to inherit a move and a star and 2 punches, which I could move here, star, and 2 punches will get rid of that. Let's do that. I'm going to play Winter Soldier to move him here. 2 punches will get rid of this thug, and that star will put the second of 3 stars on this card. I need 1 more to get rid of this. Next, I draw another card. Iron Man has 2 stars, and he gets 2 punches, but I don't want to waste these punches. So let's get Winter Soldier moving again, and he'll have 3 punches. So he will move here, and with the 3 punches, he'll knock Bob for 3. Now, Bob only has 1 left, so that was good. That was my second turn. I draw a card, and now War Machine gets starting run. Strafing run, you can do 2 punches and then a move. 2 punches. Well, first off, I can move here. Oh, no, I could go here, do 2 punches. 1 would get him, 1 would get him, and then I can move again. I'm going to get another move and another punch. Hold on, now I could get rid of this with 2 stars, and then he could move and punch. I'm going to do Iron Man. Iron Man will place a star here, which gets rid of this. That is another threat cleared. He will move here. He's got a punch. He'll punch Bob. Bob is gone. That is another threat. And then he has a star, and I will rescue a civilian. And that is the end of Iron Man's turn. These go to the timeline. And we reveal another Red Skull card. He will move 1. He does not do a BAM ability. However, he will place 2 at his spot, which he can place 1, but then overflow rule kicks in. If it cannot be added, increase fear track by 1. So it goes to 4. He'll place 1 here, and he'll place 1 counterclockwise, which cannot be placed because this is full, and that increases the threat track. And that's the end of his turn. All right. I draw a card. Iron Man has, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Well, I have 3, so that's not going to help me. Well, if I play it, then I could draw a 3rd card. Ooh, that's pretty good. And the star, I'm going to inherit 3 stars. I need a move. I need to get up here. The strafing run, I can move. I can move here. 2 punch. Let's do it. I'm going to do War Machine. All right. War Machine will move. He's got 2 punches, which will get rid of these 2 thugs. And then he can move again, and he's going to get 2 stars from the previous card. So I will move him back, and with those 2 stars, I will clear 2 civilians. And he is done. And it says, at the end of the turn, you may move up to 2 from this location. There aren't any, so that's it. I forgot to do this. At the end of the turn, you may rescue 1 from this. So I can rescue 1. I forgot to do that. Iron Man will have rescued. And that is the end of that turn. Still 2 in my hand. I'll draw a card. So here's what I need to do. I need to clear 1 more event, which will then force the villain to act after every 2 hero cards. and I need to remove a second card in order to deal damage to him. So what's going to get, rescuing 3 civilians would be huge, and I do have a move, and Iron Man has a star, which would get 1 civilian. That's all. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's really all I got. Winter Soldier could punch this guy, but I need to get them separated. Now, Iron Man could move, punch, but that doesn't help. So let's do this card. It says you may draw up to 3, so I just get a 3rd card in my hand. That helps my health. I will move here, and I'll place a star. Heroes in this and adjacent locations take 1 crisis token each when a BAM ability is triggered. The crisis tokens can hurt you later on. There are certain cards in here that will tell you do damage for each crisis token. So do I do a star here? Or do I do civilian? I need to get civilian. So I will rescue a civilian with that 1 star. And that's 2. I get to draw 1 more card. Now, the star won't help me unless I play an Iron Man card, which I could do. I could play it, place a star, or rescue a civilian, move, and do a punch on Madam Hydra or remove this thug. Or I move back here and get rid of this one, but that won't help me. What to do? War Machine. Move, fight. Move and fight. And he also gets a star, which doesn't help. Winter Soldier could get a star, but doesn't help. The only option I have is the Iron Man card, which I'll play. So before I move, I'll put a star here for 1. Actually, no. I'm going to rescue a civilian. And I will move here. And with the punch, I will defeat a thug. And that's the end of my turn. I have 3 in my hand, which is what I should. These go to the timeline. And we draw another Red Skull card. He won't move, but he does a BAM ability. Okay. Deal a damage to each hero at his location. Nobody's there. Increase the fear track by 2. 1, 2. However, Madam Hydra will do a BAM. Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. Any hero can prevent it by taking a crisis. Well, I better... So if I take a crisis, there's a chance that I pull a card that says you take a damage for each crisis token. Or I just go ahead and take the damage, which reduces me down to 2 cards. But I need cards in my hand. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Instead, I will just take the crisis token. So I now have a crisis token. And that is the end of the turn. I draw a card. Now I'm inheriting a move and a punch. So what can I do here? I need to rescue those 3 civilians will clear this card. But unfortunately, I don't have anything to do that. I could fight her. I could play. War Machine could move. Move, move, punch, punch. Move, 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 move. That won't help. Winter Soldier could punch. That would get rid of 1. For right now, lack of any real good choices. Let's move War Machine here by playing this. War Machine also gets a move and a punch. So I will move here and I will punch a thug. And that is his turn. Draw a card. Now, War Machine has another move and a punch. That would give him just a single punch, which isn't going to do much. Well, Winter Soldier could punch and then move. Let's do that. For the move, I will... Well, actually, for the wild, I'll punch. And for the move, I'll move here. And that's his turn. Man. 3rd and final, I draw a card. Well, here we go. Gain 2. So 2 punches won't help. I need to rescue civilians. Now, Winter Soldier does have a star and a wild. That would get me a star and another civilian. But man, War Machine, here we go. War Machine could move and rescue a civilian, but I need a thug. So instead, I'll play this. He's got a wild and a punch. He will punch this thug, and then he has a wild. He'll rescue this civilian, and then with his move, he will move away from Red Skull in case Red Skull doesn't move and does a BAM ability, which you never know what's going to happen. I have 3 cards in my hand. That's the end of my turn. These go to the timeline. Draw another card. He moves 3. 1, 2, 3. He does not do a BAM. He puts 2 at his location, two civilians, and he puts a civilian clockwise and counterclockwise. Clockwise and counter. And that is probably going to help me a lot. My turn. I draw a card. Okay. All I need to do is rescue 2 civilians, and I inherit a move and a punch. So Winter Soldier could, well, or I need to punch a thug, and there are no thugs out. So I can't finish this one until something happens. So let's go ahead and try and get 2 civilians. Iron Man, I don't have an Iron Man card. I do get a move and a star. So I will move, and I'll do a star. And I need 1 more civilian, and whoever I'm going to play next will be able to do it. I will draw an Iron Man card. Iron Man gets a wild, and he'll... wow. Okay, so hold on. I also need to clear 1 more threat, because just getting rid of 1 of these cards is okay, but you really need to get rid of 2, and you got to try to time it so that they're really close to one another. Because once I clear civilians, he will start reacting after every 2 hero cards played. So I can go ahead and clear the rescue civilians, but I need punches. So here we go. I'll play the Winter Soldier. He gets 2 punch tokens. Punch, punch. He also does a punch. I will do that to Madam Hydra. And I'll use these 2 to take 2 more health off. She is down to 2 health. She's got 2 health. And with the wild, or with a star, I will rescue the final civilian. This goes away. Oops, put those in the wrong place. Okay. All right, so now the villain will act after every 2. So I've played 2, so this goes away. And Red Skull draws. He's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is now where he's where War Machine is. He does a BAM. Deal 1 damage to each hero. So I have to get rid of a card. I will get rid of Winter Soldier's punch. This goes by 2. 1, 2. And I think I forgot earlier to move this. He did a BAM. This should have gone 2 more. I'm pretty sure I did that. I forgot to do that. She will do 1 damage. Oh, come on. Oh, no, I can take Crisis. Deal 1 damage to each hero. Any hero can prevent it with 1. So I will prevent by taking 2 Crisis. Now, the downside is I've got 3 Crisis. And there's a card in there, I believe, that says you take 1 damage for each Crisis token. I have 2 cards in my hand. So, technically, if that next card gets revealed, I could be in severe trouble. So, it is now time for him to place thugs. He places 2 at his location. He places 1 clockwise and 1 counterclockwise. So they're loading back up. And it is now my turn. I got to finish this. All right, I got a War Machine card. I'm going to inherit a punch. And I could play a punch and get rid of Madam Hydra. That will get rid of the 3rd one, or the 4th event, which will make him vulnerable. So I'll play Winter Soldier. Punch, and I inherit a punch. So that's the 2 gone. This goes away. This card clears, and it frees me up to now damage the villain. And I got one more card draw. All right. War Machine happens to be there now. I will. Hold on. You may add one civilian to any location, then rescue one from this one. Well, rescuing civilians isn't going to help me, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to play War Machine, who's at Red Skull's location. He's got 2 punches, a move, and a star. 2 punches, I will punch him for 2. He's down to 6 health. The star, I can't do anything. The move, I will move. No, I'm going to stay there. And it says if at the end of my turn, I gain a move token. That could come in handy. I'm down to 2 cards. This goes to the timeline. We reveal a card. He doesn't move. He does a BAM ability, which increases this by 2. It deals a damage to me, so I'm going to get rid of... the Iron Man Wild. That could come back to bite me. And then it says Hydra Insurgency. For each crisis token, advance the fear by 1. 1, 2, 3. It's at 16 out of 20. I have got to do 6 damage to him to win this game, and I'm down to 1 card in my hand. Let's see. All right, so I draw 1. We got a Winter Soldier card. And he also inherits, I inherit a punch from the previous one. I could do this. I'll play War Machine. He can do the punch from Winter Soldier. There's 1. He'll move. And then it says I can punch to an adjacent. He'll punch and do an adjacent. At the end of your turn, you may move up to 2. I will move this one over to... I'm not going to move it. All right, draw a card. Winter Soldier has 3... This could be so huge if I could get him here. He does get a move, but unfortunately, that's not... Oh, I have another move token. Okay, hold on. I'm going to play Winter Soldier. I'll move this. I'll get rid of this to move here. He'll use War Machine's move to move here. And then he gains 2 punchies. And he has a punch. So 1 punch. And then the 2. Oh, he has 1 health left. I am out of turns. This goes to the timeline. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does not do a BAM. He does put... Oh, he puts 4 at his location. I think I just lost. So he'll put 2, which would move this. So the overflow, increase it by 1. So he'll go 1, 2, he'll still put 2 civilians there, but he couldn't put 2. Then he'll put a thug and a civilian there, which he can do, and a thug and a civilian here, which he can do. I think I just won the game. Well, maybe not. I draw Iron Man. I don't win the game. Because I'm going to inherit a punch, but Iron Man can't get to him. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's right there. So, hold on. I will play Iron Man. He's got a move. And he inherits a punch from the previous card, which defeats him. Wow, that one was... Look at this. I'm 2 away from losing. And he's got 4 cards left. That wasn't bad, but I was down to 1 card in my hand. Let's see what would have happened. For each crisis token, increase the fear track by 1. This next flip would have lost me the game. So, yeah, that's fun. I definitely like playing the game at a harder level. By removing these wilds, that really changes the game up. And that is called the hard challenge. So, there you go. The Red Skull was defeated by Winter Soldier, War Machine, and Iron Man. That was fun. I'll be back in a week with another game of Marvel United. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.